Stephanie Vane, I have a books. I'm a book nerd. There's so many books. Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is pretty much just going to be non-spoiler. I mean, if you guys want to talk down below about spoilery stuff, go ahead, comment. But is it weird that I really just don't have lots to say? So I'm gonna make this just a non-spoilery video. I filmed it, but I didn't really care too much about it. So this review is gonna be about Red Queen and the Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. Really quickly, just because I don't have a whole lot to say about this, I thought this was extremely well. It has two novellas in here, which is Queen's Song and Steel Scars. If you get the Target edition BT dubs, it also has a little map and like some fan art in there, which I thought was nice, and it was only like $8, but really enjoyed this. I thought it was super good. It was very, not necessarily crucial to the story, but it did add to the story, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. But really what I'm here to talk about is Red Queen. I also gave Red Queen a 4 out of 5 stars. I knocked off a whole star just because of all the similarities to books that I've previously read, aka Red Rising #1 and Hunger Games #2. But even with the fact that this is similar to Red Rising, I still really enjoyed it because Victoria Aveyard really has her like own way of writing and of describing and stuff, so I didn't feel like it was a copy or anything of Red Rising. It just has its similarities, which happens, kind of like Delirium reminds me of like a crap ton of other books I've ever read, but like it happens. I just thought this was done extremely well. I love the world. I thought the world was easy to imagine, and I was just like, I was engrossed in it to begin with. I love the characters. I love that there's enough predictability and then like surprises throughout this entire book. So you're not like ever like, oh, I saw that coming a mile away. Like there's some things that yes, I saw coming and I didn't mind it. But then there's other things where I was like, oh, that's just amazing. But I really just enjoyed it. But if you guys don't know what it's about, I just realized I haven't said what it's about, because I'm a moron. It's about a girl named Mara Darrow, you know? Did you know that? But it's about a girl named Mara who lives in a world where there are silvers and reds. Reds are normal people, but looked up pretty much as slaves. And then you have the silvers, which have silver blood, and they have abilities. And each family has an ability, and it turns out that Mare, a red blood, has silver abilities, and it just takes off from there. Don't want to say anything else. Like, that much I already knew going into it, but I have to say, like, I just really enjoyed it. It was like X-Men. I want to say I heard someone compare it to X-Men before. I was like, oh, I completely understand why. I just thought the story was fast-paced. I was completely engrossed in it from the beginning. I was just like sucked in. I love the characters, Kalorn and Cal and Maven and just everyone. Even the ones I really dislike, I really, really love. Like, I love how there's parts in this story where you think, oh, it's gonna be super like ridiculous and it's gonna stretch even more and be beyond and be weird or just too much. But no, I felt that those parts where I was expecting it to get ridiculous because maybe it could go there, no, it was logical, and just the things that happen and how those certain scenes play out were logical and very well written and just planned out. And it wasn't like, oh, she's special, but like yada yada yada. Like, I really did enjoy that about this story, and that's something that I think I loved a lot. And I just thoroughly really enjoyed Victoria Aveyard's writing. It's this type of writing that you like fly through. Like, you literally can like fly through it because it just kind of like sucks you in, and you're like, oh crap, next thing I know, I'm done with the book a few hours later. So I really did enjoy that, but it has its tropes. It has some things that happen throughout there. I was like, oh, that reminds me of Hunger Games, or it reminds me of Red Rising. But I also felt that it had enough of its own to be like separate from that, because there's a lot of books that remind of other books. It's just, I also feel like the way her writing is and how things play out, that it was different and it was its own, and I just really did enjoy it. But if you guys haven't read this, I highly recommend it. But if you haven't read this and you haven't read Red Rising as well, I highly recommend you read Red Rising. Like, if I had to tell you to choose between, I really recommend Red Rising, because Red Rising, even if you haven't read this, but you've read other like dystopian or fantasy books, like it still has things from other books. But I really do recommend Red Rising a lot more, not only because it's my absolute favorite series ever, but just because that, to me at least, I could be completely wrong, but it was just absolutely like twists and turns throughout the whole thing. It sucks you in, and it's just so out there, and the things that happen, and it's just so bloody and gruesome. That's another thing. I love the fight scenes in this book. I thought they were done extremely well. Almost forgot to mention that. But honestly, like, I don't even feel like talking about like the non-spoilery stuff, but if you guys have anything that's non-spoilery, go ahead, comment down, that's spoilery, comment down below and we can talk. But is it weird? I think my problem was I read this one and then immediately just kept going, and I didn't like let it settle, even though I have notes. So it's like all I have on my mind right now is Glass Sword. So that's the thing. But comment down below if you guys want to discuss anything, because you already know I'm always down for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this non-spoiler review. I'm like all tongue twisted, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.